Hey guys, Q here for thebuttonsmashers.com, and this is our review for Dragon Ball FighterZ with a Z.
Kono atama no itami, ittai dou natte no sa? Kuririn, buji ja nakatta ra shouchi shinai yo.
Okay, before we jump directly into the review, let's leave a little bit of a disclaimer here. This game has been out for a little while. I have played it a long while ago and I've written the review, but the problem is that it takes time for me to actually get on here and put together video reviews, and because of that, it meant that I hadn't actually published the review yet. So, hence the reason you're getting the review now. But without further ado, let's jump into the review. So, I'd like to start with, I like this game a lot. I'd also like to say that the story mode in this game is a really damn chore. What I mean by this is that Dragon Ball FighterZ has a story only so much as to have a reason to add new characters to the Dragon Ball mythos. The first arc serves as somewhat of an extended practice mode because what it involves doesn't really offer enough of a challenge or any justifiable reason for it being as long as it is. And that's just the first story campaign. The game has two others that are alternative takes on the game's main plot, and none of it truly gives any sense of fulfillment. Quite frankly, this game would have been served better if it had a generic linear campaign that one could find in any other fighting game, but it doesn't. Each chapter in the story mode consists of a board game style map and is set amount of turns. The player can move their token across the board using up a turn per move. Should they land on a spot with an enemy, then a battle ensues. Upon defeating these enemies, the player gains a new item to buff their character, which I hate, but I'll get into that a bit later. It's also possible to gain new characters to use in the story mode as well. In my opinion, this whole process of battling characters on a grid-based map seems unnecessary, and the power-ups just didn't have much of an appeal, if any. They weren't necessary for completing any of the three campaigns, and they didn't really serve much of a purpose outside of them. If you ask me to describe the story mode in one word, it would be unnecessary. Now, it does have some interesting parts to it, like the cutscenes, which depend on the team configuration you use. These are very cool cutscenes, oozing with that fan service love that fans of the Dragon Ball franchise should appreciate. I won't spoil any, but let's just say it's nice to see some unlikely matches of characters chatting with each other. As for the story premise, it involves a plot about a new android and a soul linked to different characters in the series to help them fight. The whole thing was just uninteresting and, dare I say, boring. I like the new design of the new android, and with a few changes I could see myself enjoying it, but as it is, I can't. As I progressed through the three story arcs, I found myself feeling like it was a chore. But I hung in because I felt like the revelation at the end about the soul and the new Android 21 would be worth it. Especially with the way the first arc ends. Damn you, Whis, you bloody troll! There's no revelation. And it's not worth it. None of it is. My recommendation is to just skip all the story cutscenes and don't do any of the optional battles. Just do the ones that you need to get to the boss. It should be easy to beat them no matter their level. When you complete all the campaigns, you'll have access to Android 21, and that's it. There's nothing more to this game other than the multiplayer, which I didn't get to play because it took too damn long to find an opponent in the lobbies. Also, speaking of unnecessary things, why does this game have a hub map? It's unnecessary. I always used the short menus and couldn't find any value in the hub. It just seemed like a waste of resources. Next time, just use the time that you used to make that piece of trash to make a better story and put more characters in the game. My grievances aside, I did enjoy the game. When you're in a match, the game is exceptional because arc system works got us covered, and I wouldn't expect any less from the famed fighting game developer. Controls are slick and easy to learn. It's actually the easiest fighting game I've played in years, although it can be quite technical depending on the skill of the player playing. Players that understand the intricacies of juggling, counting frames, and all that other stuff will find that it's possible to find a deep fighter, while the rest of us can just have fun feeling like we're total badasses with our one-button circle super moves and basic easy combos that are easy to chain. For this review, I played the PC version of the game. Playing on the PC was as easy as plugging in a controller and pressing a button to start. I used both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One controller with the game, and both of them worked perfectly fine by themselves. If you attempt to play the game with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 controller at the same time for local multiplayer, the game assumes they're both the same controller. I haven't checked if there's a fix for this, but I'm hoping that there is, because this is a huge selling point for playing games like these on the PC. That being said, the on-screen button layouts are all Xbox style, but any gamer with their achievement or trophy score should see no problem with this. Other than that, the game has quite a couple modes, including the aforementioned story mode, arcade, practice, local battle, party matches, and arena matches. As mentioned before, I couldn't get into any of the online modes because the waiting queues were way too long for my liking, so my experience is solely based on the offline modes, which all ran perfectly well for me. My personal favorites being local battles and arcade mode. Visually, the game is stunning. Colors are bright and almost indistinguishable from the anime it's based on, especially in motion. The whole thing looks and sounds exactly like you'd expect a Dragon Ball episode to look and sound like. Personally, I chose the Japanese dub even though English is the default because, well, I don't like the English dub, but the option is there for those who somehow like it.
お前は
18号久しぶりだな。
あんたはセルに破壊されたはずじゃないのか。
悪いがお前の質問に答えている暇はない。
なんだって。
すまない18号。お前には我々の力になってもらうぞ。
So, with all that I've had to say so far about this game, here's my final verdict. Dragon Ball FighterZ is a great game to have when the mates come over. It's an easy to pick up and play fighter filled with gorgeous visuals and a reasonably sized cast of great characters from different eras in the vastly popular Dragon Ball franchise. Its only flaw being the lackluster plot and the unnecessary lobby system. Other than that, this is a great game and I think it would fit nicely in almost any gamer's collection. Thank you very much for watching this review of Dragon Ball FighterZ. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave us a like and a comment in the comment section below to let us know what you think about this game. If you'd like to see more content like this from us, make sure to subscribe to this channel and also hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you'll always be in the know about what we have coming next.
Go!